So the focus of today's mobility will be the hips, but before we get to the hips, we're going to isolate each joint by joint. I'm going to do it in a little different mode today. So we're going to work one direction at a time, pause, hold the stretch for 10 seconds, and then move on. So follow along. I've got Heather with me. You can see her. I'm going to try to stay off to the side here so you can see her as well. Who else do we have here? Mary Sage. That's awesome. I wish we could see you in person, but I'm glad you're here. Okay. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is the neck. I'm going to start our timer. So I want you to take your shoulders, roll them back and down, make some fists, soften your knees, tighten your core, and get some air into your belly. So we're going to take the chin down, and we're going to drop it over, and we're going to repeat that from the center, drop it over. We're going to the same side the entire time. So a little bit different method. If you feel any pinching here, I want you to back off a little bit. You should feel the stretch on the elongated side. Now stay there, and we're going to hold that stretch. Okay, you should feel a nice stretch in the lengthening side. And then we're going to come to the other side. Chin comes down and around. Ear toward the shoulder. Try not to elevate the shoulders. Try not to tilt your body. Exhale. Push your opposite hand away. The next stuff is my favorite. We're going to stay over here. So feel that stretch on that lengthening side. Okay, we're going to bring the scapula back, up, and forward. Back, up, forward. Now from neutral, go forward, up, and back. Forward, up, and back. Okay, we're going to come into a single leg balance. I want you to come up, get your leg at least to 90 degrees, and we're holding it there. You're going to keep this position, and we're going to internally and externally rotate. Just stay right there. Try to keep that balance. You can hold onto the wall if you need. Yep, from the hip. Try not to tilt over. Give me one more, and we're going to switch sides and drive up that other leg. 90 degrees. Feel all of your feet on the floor. Lots of balance. We need that. Flex that hip. And then internally and externally rotate. Try not to tilt. Keep that knee up if you can. How we doing? It's tough, the balance. Okay, we're coming down onto all fours now. We're going to do our cat-cow, but more of a spinal segmentation. So, dropping the lumbar, coming all the way up. Keep your head up there. It's like a wave. One vertebrae at a time. Okay, pause right here at the top of your motion. As much flexion as you can. Push through the floor. Give me a deep breath. That should feel so good. Push through your shoulder blades. And then we continue. Look up. And down. Take your time. And then of course we're going to have to hold in the other direction. So find yourself in extension. Look all the way up. Hang out. Push your shoulders away from your ears. Belly buttons down. Looking up. Take a seat. Give me a child's pose. You're just going to hang out there for a couple of breaths. I'm going to take my jacket off so you can see me a little bit better. We're going to find ourselves in a neutral position. So if we had extension flexion, come to neutral quadruped. Take your arm, extend it long. You're going to hold there. Okay, pull your shoulder away from your ear. Try not to tilt over. Now we're going to fully rotate. Internal rotation, thumbs up. Come all the way back. Again, try not to tilt. Give me another one. Fully rotate. That should feel good. Staying here. Our thumb is up. Palms away from the butt. Shoulder blades intact. Yep, we're squeezing. We're neutral. All right, come on back. Give yourselves a child's pose. Take a deep breath. We're going to do that on the other side. I'm going to come on a small angle here so you can see me. So we're going to come to neutral. You're going to take the other arm, thumb up, extend it long, and stay right there. So whatever extension looks like for you, it might be different than what it looks like for me. I want you to start to turn your elbow pit away from you. Totally rotate till your palm's away from your butt, your thumb is up, then your thumb goes up. Turn your elbow pit away from you as you come all the way back down. Let's go again. We're gonna pause like we did in that internal rotation with a thumb up, an extension, keep holding. All right, so almost there, we're coming up. So we're gonna work the toes next. Get used to them, shake it out, knees are soft, shoulders rolled back. The first thing that I want you to do is peel your toes up, and we're gonna hold it for 10 seconds. So hold all of them up. Feel the two spots on the front of your foot pushing down. Don't hyperextend your knees. Feel your heel. And then we're gonna go up on the toes and then back to where we were. Up on the toes, back to where we were. So, full range. Yep, get some crackles. One more. So we have to pause the other direction. See if we can do it, 10 seconds. Good, hold on with those toes. 2, 1, awesome. Okay, so our focus today is the hips. We didn't do the full hip cars, we just did internal, external rotation. So we're gonna do the full standing hip cars. If you need the wall, you can go against the wall and hold it lightly. But here we go. I'm gonna show you from a slight angle here. So, our fists are out, or you're holding onto the wall. First, we're gonna externally rotate and slide the leg up into flexion. Come to neutral, without tilting, internally rotate. A little tight today. Sweep it around until you come back down. Then we go hip extension without lower back extension. Reach it out, external. Bring it all the way back in. Excellent, let's try that one more time. So we're gonna slide it up, hold on to the wall if you need. Breathing shallow, neutral 90. Internally rotate. You might get some cramping, so bring it down a notch. Sweep it around. And then use that butt cheek extension. Squeeze. Up, slide it up, slide it up. Scoop it around. And shake it out. Let's try the other side. So grab onto the floor with your toes. Don't be afraid of your toes. So we're gonna come up. External, slide it up till you're at 90. Bring it in. Internally rotate from your hip. Sweep it around. Take your time, the slower, controlled articular rotations. And come down. Squeeze your butt, try not to lean forward. Bring it up. This is where you really value a dancer. They are so strong. Okay, we've got one more, here we go. External, we go up. Neutral, rotate it in. Sweep it around. This cool jazz music is perfect. I feel like it was made for this. Excellent. Shake that out. We are going to do the same thing now Hi, Ned. Hi, Jackie, Lauren, Beth. Cool. Heather's going to come and demonstrate. She's going to come onto all fours. She's going to take that block and put it on her lower back. And then she's going to take that ball. Sorry.
First.
Put it in her, behind her knee, so that she has to hold that. Now, these are just visuals to show you guys how steady we're going to be. So from a neutral position right here, she's going to come into hip extension by lifting her heel to the sky. So that's a first order of events. Squeeze the butt, then leading with the outside of the knee. It's going to rotate outward as she keeps that block steady. Keep coming until she gets to 90 degrees if she can. Yep, keep rotating up towards her armpit. That's all she's got. So then she's going to fold back in towards her knee. Yep, and then she's going to go the other way. So she's going to go out first with her knee to the side. And then scrape and draw a circle in and come back center. We're going to do one more time. This is tough. So take a nice deep breath. Trap some air in your belly. We're going to go up first. Squeeze the butt. With the outside of the hip, she's going to rotate as far as she can until she can't anymore. And then she's going to bring that knee into the side. And then follow that same. The control is key here. So we're going to go out to the side. Squeeze the outside of the glute. Rotate it all the way back in. And come back down. Heather's going to turn around so that you can see her other leg. And we're going to do 2 on the other side. So you guys don't have to put anything on your backs, but it's a really good reminder to stay stable, because it is really easy to get messy with the hips, and we want the hips to do the work, not the lower back, not the knees, not the ankles.
Ooh, geez. Sorry.
Here, I'll throw it too.
I just literally threw it across there. Okay.
We're just making sure you guys are paying attention.
Yeah. Follow the blue block. Okay.
So she's on all fours. She's gonna flex that foot, squeeze up with her butt, rotate outward, yep, wherever she can without tilting, bring it back in, and then start the other direction. Squeeze the outside of the glute medius, side butt, and then rotate it back in, set it back down. One more deep breath, trap some air in that belly, rotate outward, a little more mobile on this side, Heather, right? And then bring it back in, and then we're gonna go out, make that circle, and excellent. Now, if that is what you feel comfortable with today, then stay right there. Heather is going to come up into a plank position. She's going on her hands. She's gonna ditch the tennis ball.
I'm keeping the block, right?
You're gonna keep the block. Well, we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
This will be a little bit more challenging. So once she comes into plank position, she's holding that belly button really tight, pushing away from the floor. First, she is going to keep her leg long and elevate her foot. Then she's going to flex at the knee. Yep. From there, she's going to start to rotate from the hip outward as much as she can without tilting. And whatever she's got, she's got. And then she's going to fold that knee in underneath her. From right there, you're gonna flex like you're doing a mountain climber in towards your belly with your knee. Yep. And then you're gonna rotate outward and then all the way around. And then put it back, flex, extend, put it back down. Okay, put your knees down for a second. That was tough. So any of you who tried that, please comment. Heather's gonna do one more of those before we switch sides. So we have full plank. Take a nice deep breath. We are controlled. First, extend. Then flex at the knee. Then keeping that squeezing butt, you're going to rotate the knee outward so that your hip rotates. Yep, as far as you can. Tuck it into flexion. And then from flexion, you're going to flex even more. Tight, tight, tight. Rotate it out. Yep, use that hip. Up, in, extend. Place it down, come to your knees. That was a lot of work. I hope y'all are trying that. We're gonna turn the other direction. And again, you can stay in quadruped. That's on all fours. So Heather's got a lot of control. She's keeping that block on her back, and she's only moving her hip where her stability allows her to. So you're not trying to go where you can't yet. We're trying to build your capacity. So first we're coming into that high plank. We're driving away from the floor. Belly's tight. She's going to keep her foot flexed. Lift it 1 inch by squeezing her butt. Flex the knee. Rotate outward wherever she can. And if that's it, she folds it back in. Yep. Brings it to flexion. Rotates outward. And then scoops all the way back around. Extend. And then come to your knees for a second. Shake that out. It's a lot of work. You're going to want to take a nice deep breath so you can breathe shallow while you're doing the movement. So one more time. We're coming up into that plank position. We go flexed foot, extend by squeezing the glute, rotate, yep, flex, rotate out as far as you can, bring it back in, driving your hands through the floor, tight core, squeeze, rotate, scoop it around, bring it, extend it, and place it back down. You can put those knees down. Okay. Last option for the hips is prone. So we are going to go on our bellies. Heather, I'll have you turn around so you can do your other leg, just so you get a bit of rest. So again, we're thinking the same exact motion, but in a different plane. So this is going to be tough as well. I want you to think about your opposite hip and chest being anchored down. So I don't want you to rock and roll. If you can lift your leg off the floor, awesome. If you can't, slide the leg on the floor. That is fine. So, heads down. First, we're going to extend the leg with the glute. We're going to flex at the knee. Yep, 90 degrees. Then we're going to slide that knee outward. And if it has to touch the floor, that is okay. You're going to come up as far as you can until you put that back all the way back down. Yep, exactly. And then straighten that back out. I'm going to come in here just to show you guys. I don't know if you can see me on the ground here.
Let me back up a little.
Nope, that's good. I think if you guys can see me. So go ahead. We're going to go extend, flex, rotate, place it down, then leading, lift it up, all the way back around. Excellent. All right, let's switch sides. It's a toughie. It's easy to cramp as well. So first extend, flex, rotate out as much as you can, and then put the knee down and the ankle down. Then bend your ankle in a little bit, Heather. Yes. Now from there, I want you to lift your ankle up towards the ceiling, then lift your hip up, then bring it all the way back in, and then all the way back down. So let's do one more like that. So we're going extension first. Yep. Then the flex. Then scoop that around until you can't. Then you set everything down. Yep. And then pull that ankle, yes, so it's in line with your knee. Then you're going to lift it up. Yes. Up. All the way back in. Extend. That should have been the toughest one. Okay. So next we're going to come into 90-90. I'll come back to the mat to show this one. Thank you, Heather.
Thank you.
All right, so your hips should feel perfect now. If you have a mat, that's how you're going to line yourself up. So we have ankle, shin. That's our 90 degrees. So you don't want to be too far in here. We're 90, we're 90. Okay, get the timer out because we're going to hang out for a while. So you're going to take your body, turn it over your front shin. You can have your hands lightly on the ground. I want you to think about your hips settling into the ground. So if you need a block, you need a pillow, whatever you need. We're going to take some nice deep breaths. So I want you to fill up your belly. Let it out slow. The hips should be warm at this point, so it might not be like as uncomfortable as usual. Now Heather does a lot of running, spinning, all of that sagittal plane motion. So it's really healthy and good for her hips to get that range of motion and help her It's tedious, but it feels really good. Taking some nice deep breaths. And the more you let your butt sink into the ground, the more you're gonna feel that stretch. Let your shoulders melt down. Try not to hike the shoulders, or just being patient with those hips. We're gonna use some active range next. So I want you to think about this front knee and ankle driving into the ground. We're gonna start off with a teeny little bit, so think 20%. Let's start ramping it up. So you're gonna push down 20%, then maybe a little bit more. Maybe we're at 50 now, and then we're 60, we're 70, keep pushing, and then let's hold it there for 70%. Push, drive it down, drive it down, drive it down. For 5, 4, 3, 2, relax. Let's hang out here for just another deep breath. My right glute is so tight that it's undeniable. So to get into your position on the other side, you can just come all the way up, flip it around. So you've got your front foot, and then your knee and ankle. We're in one line. The mat's really a good visual to see where we're at with the 90. And then I want you to take your torso and turn it over that front shin.
I'll face forward. How's that? That way you can see.
Yeah, cool. Let me just go this way a little bit so we can see Heather. All right, so we're just taking some deep breaths. Kind of sink those hips down. And this is a tough range of motion, so don't feel bad if you can't get into this position. Take a pillow, put it under your seat. You're at where you're at. The only purpose of this is expanding your own capacity, not somebody else's. Whatever you can do, we're just trying to get better at that. There's nothing to do with what's right, what's wrong. It's just making your joints function a little bit better. Taking some nice deep breaths. If any of you follow me on Instagram, you might have saw my track workout yesterday. And I'm not much of a runner, but it was fun. And I'm feeling it a little bit more today than I might normally. So that requires a lot of hip action.
It was windy too. There's a
Oh,
lot of resistance.
The resistance was killer.
When it's at your back, it's even harder sometimes.
It was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough to motivate initially because of the wind, but once I finished, I was pretty excited about it. All right, so if you want to let your hands go and create fists, you can. So you're gonna have to recruit from your core a little bit. So it's called irradiation. When you take something from somewhere else, your shoulders, your core, to help you drive down. So give me a little bit. Your knee and your ankle are pushing into the ground. Keep going. As much as you've got now. For 3, 2, take a deep breath, relax. Okay, come on out. Shake that in front. If you have a pillow or something, you can use that for your knee. We're gonna come into a half kneel position. I find this to be tough. So you've got your knee down. I like to lift my leg up and then place it so I'm above the kneecap and not right on the kneecap. And then you're gonna take your posture. You can have a slight arch to your back. You don't have to be tucked in here. And lean forward into it. So you can touch the floor, We're trying to relax this back hip flexor. You might feel some hamstring or groin. You're gonna just breathe for me. This one is super uncomfortable in my opinion. So I need to take some relaxing breaths to let some of it go. If you have a couch, you could hold on to the couch. It's a little bit of stability in that front ankle. It's all about the patience, passive stretching, and then we're gonna get a little active with it. So our focus for our work is going to be pushing down into the floor with the top of your back foot. And with pushing down in the front leg as well, but mostly this back leg. So I want you to take a nice deep breath. So here, take that leg, you're gonna push down as hard as you can. 10 seconds. Keep pushing down. Take a relaxation for a second, relax the tension. Then I want you to pull this guy up. Squeeze your hamstring, 10 seconds. You might get a cramp. That's okay. You just let it go. Squeeze your hamstring, squeeze your butt. 2, 1, let it down. Take a deep breath. We're gonna hang out there for 15 more seconds. How'd we do? Any cramps? Comment if you cramped. Totally normal. It's okay. Okay. Shift out of that. Yep, it's a little rough. I'm gonna spin my mat around. We're gonna come to the other side. Almost there. Hope your hips are feeling almost brand new. So.
That feels right when you come out of it. It's like,
Yeah.
ooh.
Got some more range. So if you're here, 90, take another step with your front foot, lift your leg, and then come on above your kneecap. So I don't want you to be on that kneecap. So we're tall, we shift, top of the foot's flat. You can hold onto a couch if you need, right next to you. And we're just letting this guy open up. We're breathing. Our breath pattern should be in for 4 and out for 8. Sometimes when something hurts, it's easy to want to start to hyperventilate. So we've got to slow it down. You might start to notice that as you sink in, you feel that stretch a little bit deeper. I'm starting to feel that a little bit deeper into my hip flexor as I breathe and sink into it. So now I want you to think about this leg. We're going to start to gear up. So the top of the foot is going to drive you down into the ground. Start to gear up, gain a little bit, and then push down. Give me 10 seconds of pushing. That might be uncomfortable. Keep going. Release that tension. We're going the other way. Squeeze your hammy. It's coming up. We're going for 5. Squeeze your ham. Squeeze it. Keep going. Keep going. 3, 2, let it go. Take a deep breath. We're hanging here for 10 more seconds. Shift out of it. You made it. I hope you feel like you have new hips. We will go to the shoulders again next week. Tomorrow morning, we're doing our first morning live class. I'm calling it Fit Fusion. So we're going to do a mobility warm-up and then some body weight metabolic conditioning. Okay? So I hope to see you there. Thank you, Heather.
Thank you,
That was
Kristen.
tough.
Have a great day,
We
everybody.
will see you soon.
See you tomorrow.
Morgan.